Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for coming back. I'm going to talk about justice, not just in Canada, but this is happening as well. Probably, I noticed that there's been a decision in the Supreme Court of the British of America. it was it's not over yet. However, some of the judges have decided that the American Constitution uh, guarantees their rights. Canada has a constitution as well, written by this man, Joseph Trudeau, and it is supposed to have guaranteed our rights as well, but it hasn't. Our rights are suspended right now, have been for some time. We have had in Canada. I've been in court many times here, civil court, trying to seek justice, and every judge I've come up against, even women judges, have all said the same thing, that the Crown has an extra. The Crown doesn't show up. Crown attorneys, that's what we call them here in the United States. I think they're probably called federal attorneys or state attorneys, or here in Canada we call them the Crown. Anyway, so I've been having these difficulties, and there's 2016. 45,000 cases had not been heard. Every judge just gives the Crown an extra 30 days, and that goes on forever. That never stops. This woman used to be the Minister of Justice for Canada. She used to be. Her name is Judy. I have to put my glasses on. Sorry. Her name is Judy Wilson Raybould. Excuse me, hyphenated. She was the top prosecuting officer for Canada, and she was a member of the cabinet. She's a Liberal. She ran as a Liberal candidate and worked for Justin Trudeau, and he loves women. He once had a CEO conference in Toronto, 3 nights in Toronto. No men were permitted there, only women, except Justin Trudeau went. The rumor in Ottawa, and I used to be married to a woman from Ottawa, but the rumor in Ottawa was this: that the entertainment was the Chippendales male dancers. I don't know if that's true. It makes sense to me, though, that if no men are allowed in, just women, then it's a stripper. However, let's get back to this woman, Judy Wilson Raybould. So she made $255,300 a year. She had a little problem. I don't know if it would be the RCMP, because usually they don't investigate anything. But there was a problem with a company called SNC-Lavalin, which is a very corrupt company. It uses bribery and other sources of influence. Similar to like the CCP of China, where they use a thing called the honeypot, which is an attractive young woman, to do pillow talk with men in government, which happened in Canada. An older man had a fling with a Chinese woman from the Communist Party of China, the Chinese Communist Party, excuse me, and he was divulging secrets. I didn't know Canada had very many secrets, but right now, the CCP of China has a runway in the Arctic on Canadian soil. They bought it. I'm not sure how they ever bought the goddamn thing, but the American government was pretty choked, because now, since they've got a runway, perhaps they might use it to land military jets. And, perhaps there's even a listening station being built as we speak, and beaming the information up to the satellites that China keeps putting up around our planet. And, friendly activities like that. Which, Justin Trudeau, every time he's near a panda, he goes crazy. But so did this man. This man's the Prime Minister of Canada, but he's from Western Canada. And Joseph Trudeau and his son Justin, they're not from Canada, they're from Quebec. And all of the Prime Ministers of Canada recently all live in Quebec, except this man. Even Joe Clark lives in Montreal. That's something. He's from Alberta. He's an Albertan, but he lives in Quebec. I have had problems, and I have written to this woman, Beverly Ann McLaughlin, with a 2-year law degree, She was appointed by Brian Mulroney, also from Quebec. And this is her with all of her justices. And when she became the top judge, which she was appointed to by Jean Chrétien, a prime minister also from Quebec, the decisions of this group were all unanimous. There's 9 of them, right? 9-0, 9-0, 9-0. A constitutional lawyer, an expert in the Constitution of Canada in Toronto, had a news conference and he said, that can't be. You can't have decisions that are 9-0. So then it switched to 5-4, 5-4, 5-4. And Beverly Ann McLaughlin, this woman was famous for putting 2 judges in a room if they couldn't agree. And she says, you're not coming out until you both agree. Allegedly, I should say. You have to be careful. These people are really powerful. They can have the RCMP pull you over on the side of the road, pump some bullets into you, go to the trunk of their car, get out a can of gas, dump it in your car, and set it on fire. Anyway, this woman, Jody Wilson-Raybould, she had an exception with Lavalin, Canada. And the Lavalin family has a mansion in the city of Montreal, and their mansion is right beside Justin Trudeau's mansion, the home place, the father's place, and the grandfather's place, which is a little suspicious. The RCMP wouldn't find it that way, but I do. So she decides she's going to prosecute SNC Lavalin. We're going to court, boys. She's the top prosecutor in Canada. Yeah. Ooh. But there was a little problem. This man who went to the CEO conference in Toronto didn't like that. So he fired this woman. Let's just look at her credentials here. All right. She's a member of the cabinet and of the Privy Council. I've written to the Privy Council. I don't know who those guys are, but they just said I couldn't get the information I'm looking for. I want to know why Canada Post is opening my mail, and they said you have to write to Canada Post. Canada Post refuses to answer me. Anyway, okay, so she's the top prosecutor, and her term length is at Her Majesty's pleasure. But this man then became a queen, and he fired her. I mean, if the only person that can fire her is Her Majesty, the gender term used is her, not they or him or other or digital this and digital something else. So anyway, she lost her job, got fired. So she quit the party, ran as an independent, won, but she was so roughly treated by the Liberal Party, she's resigned. Good person, eh? First Nations person as well. Intelligent woman, I've listened to her speak. She relies on the law and she interprets the law. This man ignores the law. SNC Lavalin ignores the law. This woman I've written to, I've got a huge, it's like a phone book. She wrote me back. They heard my case. I brought an allegation against Canada Post. In the end, all she said was Canada Post may open anyone's mail for any reason they deem necessary. It's like a communist country. Do you know what this is called, ermine that they're wearing? Do you know what ermine is? Ermine is I guess it's a member of, just like a stoat. And it kills animals and sucks their blood out and all that stuff. It's kind of weird that they would wear clothing made from the skins of an ermine. I think that's kind of interesting. And in German folklore, Faust, who is the devil, is always dressed wearing ermine. Isn't that an interesting thing? The Supreme Court dressed in ermine, and so does Satan. Makes sense to me. In Canada, we cannot find justice. We are shut out, and I am still shut out. I feel sorry for those people. There's 45,000 of them. Hired lawyers, paid retainer fees. Hey, start their civil cases. Serve everybody. Go to court. Here's the judge. Looking down. Sorry. The judge looks down at me. I'm self-represented. I didn't have the money to hire a lawyer and pay a retaining fee. But I'm relying on Section 41 of the Privacy Act of Canada, which says I'm in the right place and I'm doing the right thing. The judge was so angry with me in the federal court. He charged me $3,550, payable on that day, in full. I can't leave the courtroom. I can't leave the court. without paying that, and that Section 41 is no longer valid in Canada. Can't use it. Wow. That's shitty. Anyway, that's how it ended for me. I didn't end there. I kept going. I went to the BC Supreme Court, which has unlimited jurisdiction in Canada. I don't know if anybody knows that. Unlimited. The federal court only job, and it was the Federal Court of Canada was created by Joseph. I just have to show you. Joseph Trudeau created that court, I believe, 1978. It has only one job: protect the government from the people, and that is continuing to this day. Now it's even in the BC Supreme Court. They protect the government from the people, which is Napoleonic Code, which is what this man studied in Quebec. 3 of these people are from Quebec. They studied Napoleonic Code. This woman has a 2-year law degree. This man was not educated in law. Although he allegedly raped one of his high school students. She brought a claim. Parents, they go to the police. The police would not arrest him. He wasn't prime minister then. I don't know what this man studied. They say he can balance your checkbook. That's what he can do. He doesn't live in Quebec. Not that I know of. In fact, in Canada, you can't get an address of where anybody lives who is a former prime minister. There's no such thing. It's a secret. Anyway, I want to end with this quote, please. So, in Canada, judges in the province of Quebec, they wrote to Parliament about judges in Canada and their behaviors, and that there's no standard at all. You may do anything. So, the majority, and this is a woman, Catherine Fraser. She's the Chief Justice, and Mr. Justice Jean Côté and Mr. Justice Jack Watson, they went so far as to issue an invitation to Parliament to consider its options if the judiciary fails to create rational, proportionate, and predictable sentences. Well, not just sentences. If a judge doesn't want to hear you, they just say they give him the crown another 30 days, and they do that forever. But then if you get a little pushy with them, he charges you $3,550. By the way, I should have gone to jail on that day because I walked out without paying it. It's contempt of court. I am in contempt of court. Hey, Section 41, the judge, Federal Court of Canada, and as I've said, the judges in the federal court was created by this man, and he appointed a lot of them, probably even all of them. They may do whatever they like. There is no limit to what a judge may do. The judge even helped the Scott Dawson is his name, the lawyer. He gave him a private time, and I complained about this, and he does not deny it. The judge does not deny it. In the United States, judges are not permitted to speak to lawyers on either side until the case is heard and done. But in Canada, all judges speak to Crown lawyers. And basically, it's like, well, what do you want me to do with this son of a bitch? And then Crown lawyer says, well, hang him high. That's what I'd do, hang him high. So anyway, I walked out. I want to continue with this Catherine Fraser woman. She says, and I quote, Parliament did not intend sentencing to be an unguided missile. The 3-2 majority said public confidence is eroded when the requirements of legality are not apparent in the criminal sentences. Now, she's talking about criminal law, but criminal law and civil law both come under English common law. And if you are charged criminally in Canada, you are supposed to be innocent until proven guilty. But that's not true. You are guilty till proven innocent. I know it from my own personal experience. That's for another time. It's getting late. They don't like this when I go over 10 minutes. Thank you all for listening. A lot of Americans were going to come to Canada when Trump was elected, but if they did, they would have a rude shock that they cannot be heard, and they will not be heard. To find justice. Thank you. Bye.